Oh, how was work today for you, Howie? Welcome to the podcast, episode 9.
I don't come to the podcast to talk about
work. Yeah,
No.
we finish each other's sentences. You know, I knew exactly what you would say.
Welcome to episode 9 of
I am a podcast.
Okay.
Man, dude, wow, holy crap! I'm on a roll today. What in the world?
I'm your host Howie, and you.
And I'm the host, the other host, Levi.
The other host, Levi.
What is
It's been a long time
on?
since we've recorded a podcast. Like a long time.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like 23 hours, huh?
Might have just been. Who really knows? Doesn't matter when you're editing or
No.
in editing. People don't know, right? As long
People
as we have a
don't know
different
nothing.
shirt on. You got a nice shirt on today. I like it. You've been dressing nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
dress the part, whatever that part is.
Feels good. You know, that's why I dress in basketball shorts all the time, because I like to, dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right? So,
Yeah,
it
makes a lot of sense.
And I just really wanted to be a baller. I've always wanted to be a baller, ever since I was a kid.
And now you baller with the baller basketball shorts on every day.
Dude, I can ball. I don't know if you've ever seen me, but something you don't know about me, actually, is that I used to play a lot of basketball.
Are you serious? I don't know if
No.
you're trying to set up a joke right now. Yeah. I don't. I could not
No.
see you. I've played ping pong with you on multiple occasions, and I don't think that you have baller skills.
Single ball skill issue. No, okay, but I have played quite a bit of baseball, quite a bit of t-ball, and the very first time I ever got out, like I got struck out, I cried.
Was it
There's no
during a
punchline.
game? Not even practice.
Yeah, my first game of t-ball. Oh wait, I didn't strike out because it's t-ball. Nobody strikes out. What happened was I hit it because it's on a tee, and I was running to first base, and the ball I did not hit very hard, and then a kid picked it up and touched me with the ball, and I got out, and then I cried.
How old were you?
Oh God, maybe like 5
17?
or 6. Yeah, 17 t-ball. You know it, man.
Yeah. Okay. 5 or 6. I guess you're still allowed to cry.
Yeah. There's a certain point when you just stop crying. Well, and that's how I feel like now I have some thick skin, Play some t-ball.
From the t-ball. T-ball made you a man.
T-ball really makes you a man. It makes you understand that failure is totally something that happens, that you go through.
Is it? It is. What I tell you today, you got to make yourself a fool or you'll be a fool your whole life.
Yes. What would
It's
you
good
do?
made up life lessons.
I actually do really like that. What would you do if
Yeah.
I showed up one day and I just had that tattooed, and I've also put a little like hyphen Howie Donnelly? Like I got that tattoo. What would you do if you saw that?
A tilde, not a hyphen.
Oh, tilde.
If you show up with a hyphen, I would say that should be a tilde.
I like how that would be your first reaction to having a tattoo with your name on it, and you just be like, that's supposed to be a tilde.
Yeah, come on, that's exactly what would happen. And then
you'd probably say like
on with my life.
trash.
I'd probably give you one of my other like life lessons that I like to give people, like, Levi, follow through.
Wow.
And then walk away.
Bye. That's also some good dad advice.
Yeah.
Whenever
my child is giving me a hard time and doesn't do what I say, okay, bye. And I walk away, and then I just get what I want, I guess. Kid stops throwing a tantrum, whatever.
And you were telling me how stressed out she gets. She's like, wait.
Yeah.
So if any of you are some young parents and your kid is having a tantrum in the store, take Howie's advice and just say bye and just start walking away.
Yeah.
They're more scared of dying than they are having a tantrum or not having that toy they want.
Yeah.
Because to them, you are like everything. They're not gonna leave, they're not gonna let you leave without them. Come on.
It's true. So, Levi, usually I have some insightful, cool question to ask you, but I don't have any right now. Ask me something. Please, anything.
Please, anything.
I need to be asked.
I want you to rate the Taco Bell sauces. The mild, hot, fire, Diablo.
So, just like yesterday, when you blindly rated the One Piece first season, I'm going to blindly rate these because I have never had Taco Bell sauce. Any of them.
Wait,
in any
you're
capacity.
You're a sauceless guy when you have Taco Bell.
I'm a sauceless guy in general. I don't fuck with sauce.
You just don't like fries, tots, salad.
Ketchup. I don't even touch salad.
Ketchup on your salad.
No salad. I'm not a salad guy. Not a salad eater. I don't eat rabbit food. I don't eat.
Okay, Andrew Tate.
It's not me.
Discount Andrew Tate. He's also one of those people that really likes eating meat.
What was it that our friend Nick said? I'm Jason Statham at home.
You're Jason Statham at home.
Ever since I started having short hair.
That is a short hair. So
have you heard of my new movie, Kronk? And the sequel, Kronk 2.
Kronk.
Yeah.
I think you'd make a pretty fun Jason Statham.
And the other one that I'm really cool in, the Transponder.
The Transponder.
Yeah.
I think
could be his stunt. I could be his stunt dude. I just gotta put on
you could
a couple muscles.
Yeah, maybe put on one or two muscles, but I think you could really do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the real topic at hand. Taco Bell does mild, hot, fire, Diablo, and sometimes Verde. So we'll also put that. Yeah.
Right. Verde is F tier.
Okay. Why is that?
Garbage. I just don't like it. It tastes like gross salsa. Like salsa if it was bad. I've never been a green guy.
Tastes like, oh yeah, no rabbit food, which means green anything. Nothing.
I don't know, man. I've had green salsa and it's not. I don't like it. It's all about that red.
I feel you. Green salsa is one of my personal favorites.
It's okay to be wrong.
So Verde
mild.
F.
Mild is a hard C. It doesn't really give you any taste. It just kind of like pretends to be hot. It doesn't really do much. It's like
pretends to be flavorful.
It's if you want your food a little less dry, I guess. C tier because it's not bad, but it's not good in any capacity. Very middle of the line. What's after that?
It just makes your burrito wetter than it used to be.
Yeah. What's after mild?
Hot.
B has a little bit of a kick, but it actually tastes like something, and that's what. That's the whole point of a condiment, is to accentuate taste or bring something new to the table. Is it Diablo after that?
It's fire.
I'm going to say fire is like hot Cheetos, the XX hot Cheetos, the extra hot Cheetos. I don't know how you're going to... A lot of people say it differently. The Cheetos with the black bag, where it might be super spicy, but also tastes like dog shit. F tier.
Okay. And fire. Like or I'm sorry, Diablo.
Diablo is probably A. It might be a little bit too hot, But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the taste, and I bet you it has a cool little twang.
Diablo has a cool twang to it.
Yeah. I like the sequel, too. Diablo 4. 3. I haven't played 4.
Diablo 4 sauce.
Dude, that should have been a crossover. They should have given you skins and weapons for getting Diablo sauce, specifically ordering Diablo sauce from Taco Bell.
Instead, it was given to a KFC, and you could get the chicken cutlet grenade or whatever in that game. I don't remember what it was called.
Probably something useless.
Oh, there's like a sword called like the foul something. That's right. I remember that. I tried to redeem,
like that at all.
It was weird. Well, you're close. But yeah, those are pretty good. Mild and hot, you were actually you're pretty on the nose with. Fire is pretty solid. It's a little more chunkier than the other ones. It actually has like little bits of peppers in there, while the other two, hot and mild, don't. They're just straight liquid. And
it's just putting mucus on your tacos. It's not worth it.
Yeah, at that point it's mucus. And then Diablo is actually quite smoky. It's the only one that has a smokiness to it.
I am interested.
We'll have to get you some Diablo sauce and actually get a real Howie review. Howie Diablo real sauce review. That's what it's going to be called.
I won't eat it on Taco Bell, but I'll eat it on anything else. And I'll do it live on the podcast.
Okay.
Like I'll dip my McDouble in it or something.
Ooh, okay. And we can get some ASMR sounds too of you eating it.
No. I'll make sounds, but they won't be ASMR. I will not be classified as that. I do not identify as ASMR.
ASMR Howie. That rings a bell, though. That not rings a bell, but that like sings a chime. That twingles a tongle, you know?
It's called a tilde.
It's called a tilde. Oh.
Grunt tilde. You know who that is?
Grunt tilde?
Grunt tilde, yeah.
No.
The
is that
last
like your
boss
grandma or something?
Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh.
You ever played Banjo-Kazooie?
I played a Banjo-Kazooie game on the N64, and I want to say it was the first one.
Was
that on N64? There's like two of them on the N64, isn't there?
Yeah, there's Banjo-Kazooie, and there's Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah, Banjo-Tooie. I played the first one. And I remember the witch was funny. The witch was
really good. Gruntilda.
I actually played it before I could read. So I couldn't read while playing it. And I was like, man, this is awesome. And I didn't know what was happening.
You're like, man, I'm glad I can't read.
I'm glad. Yeah, that was me sitting there. And then I just proceeded to go watch Patrick Star get pelted by some snowballs in the mouth.
Snowballs. No, man. Banjo's really good. I don't know if you like platformers at all, but the first one's really good. People also love Banjo-Tooie, but I think it's actual shit. I think it's awful. Like, maybe one of the worst sequels. Like, maybe one of the worst video game sequels in a short time frame.
What's different about it?
Because you get sequels. This is just a little aside. You get sequels where it's like 10 years later, you finally get the second one. And we all know it's not going to be good. Like that kind of thing. Like, it's not like that. I want to say Banjo-Tooie must have came out 2 years tops afterwards. I'm going to do a little fact checking. But Banjo-Kazooie was very tight. You had levels. There was a hub world. Things were a little bit connected. Like, you did some shit in the hub world that might, like, unlock something in one of the levels. But Banjo-Tooie, although it did have the same thing, a hub world, and the levels were more like open world, and you could do stuff in a level that unlocks stuff in a different level, and then, like, it was just like,
that
you have to go back and...
No?
I didn't like it, because I felt like I had to go back and forth between the same 4 or 5 levels, like 6 times each, just because I unlocked one new thing versus in Banjo-Kazooie, you go to the first world's like a little ant hill. Well, part of it's an ant hill. You become a little ant, but like you could do the whole world and never come back because you did everything. You don't have to do all this backtracking. That's my Howie Donnelly Nintendo 64 hot take, is that Banjo-Tooie is a bad sequel.
Dang.
People like it. I don't.
Like, if it was its own game, you'd think it was fine?
No. I just didn't like it at all.
Game.
Yeah. It was 2 years in between. Banjo-Kazooie released in 1998, specifically June 29th, and then Banjo-Tooie was November 20th. So yeah, 2 years later.
Whoa. I like to think of myself as like the spirit of Banjo.
Go.
You're kind of like you're the Kazooie to my Banjo, Howie. You know, you could ride my backpack.
You couldn't read. Do you know anything about Kazooie?
I know he got slammed against the ground a bunch.
See, Kazooie's a girl, so you don't know anything.
Okay. Wait, they weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend or anything, right? Okay.
She just lived in his backpack.
They were just good friends.
Yeah, they're buddies, except for like, she's kind of mean.
Are you? Oh, I mean, you're kind of mean. And I like slamming you against the ground.
Okay, I don't know about that. Do you have any video game hot takes?
Well, no wonder Banjo smacked her on the ground so much. She's mean. Anyway.
Give me a hot take. Video game hot take.
I think... a lot of people really didn't like Mass Effect 3. I think it was mostly just because, like, 1, 2, and 3... a lot of their decisions and stuff, especially ones that you made in previous games, would like go in and kind of tie in to the next game and stuff, and you can
a lot of it carried over
character. And then it kind of turns out that in the very end, all it comes down to is 2 choices at the total end, or 3 choices. I for one really liked Mass Effect 3.
I think Mass Effect 3 was also much better than people gave it credit for.
I do too. It was actually pretty good. The combat was super good. I didn't play Andromeda, even though the actual combat in Andromeda was probably the only good thing to come out of that game. Because the combat actually looked good and fun and fluid.
Yes.
But literally everything else was trash.
I tried to play Andromeda, and I could not get into the story. It was not it for me, but the gameplay was good. I did play a lot of the multiplayer with my friends.
The story...
felt tight.
Yeah, see, and I wanted to play that. I actually never played it, but the story and the characters and the animations, dude, just... they looked so boring and lame. I could not get into it.
The characters just weren't as interesting as the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the indoctrination theory?
What's that?
Have you really not?
Not. I mean, like, indoctrination, like the word I know, but what's the theory about it?
So, like, you know, indoctrination in Mass Effect, where it's like the Reapers kind of like basically mind control you, right?
Yeah.
There's a theory, and it's gigantic. Like, it's all it was originally a text post, I'm pretty sure.
A green
text? And it's got to be... it's not green text. It's like a text post on something. And it's like... it must be 20,000 words. I don't know what that means, like, actually what 20,000 words is. But it's, like, a lot, dude. It goes into, like... You should look into it, because I don't know all the details, as usual. Because I have not read it in 8-9 years, but basically that ever since Shepard came into contact with the first Reaper, they started like indoctrinating him, and like a lot of it makes sense, and how like towards the end, like I can't remember the exact details, but like you make some like kind of decisions for the Reapers, I guess, kind of. It's something weird, but it's like... it's a trip, and you should totally read it. I think anybody should read it.
Dude, that sounds pretty insane.
Indoctrination theory. Throughout the
And
entirety of
now,
Mass Effect 3, Shepard is slowly getting indoctrinated by Reapers. Simply put, it postulates that the ending sequence after Harbinger attacks Shepard is merely a figment of Shepard's mind, and this is where the remainder of the game takes place.
somebody just goes really deep into it.
Yeah.
And now Howie's going to read the entire 20,000 words on the podcast.
I'm pretty sure if I read the whole thing, we would go over our allotted time just in reading.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's a lot. I guess in 2021, BioWare confirmed once and for all that the Mass Effect 3's indoctrination theory was not true. I'm not surprised, but it is a very...
I think it probably makes it almost more enjoyable to go into the game with that in mind, though.
Yeah,
it's probably
cool.
better.
It's a cool theory. I'm usually not like into... I think a lot of theories are stupid or very contrived, or they're just pulling at things that are not there. But it's a fun read. Even it's a fun read, and it keeps you engaged. Yeah,
it has the stuff. It has the juice to back it up on the moose.
Yeah.
I don't know. Real.
I like video games. Do you like video games?
I like video games that are really not controversial, but just ones that really stick with you, man. Yeah, because it's a really good medium to affect you. You know, like I've played some games that I still remember to this day. Just some of the ways that it made me feel. You know, it's a medium you can experience art through that just rustles my jimmies.
I still don't like that.
Like The Last of Us, for example. Like I have talked about this before, but like that's one of my favorite games of all time.
Which game was it?
The Last of Us, the first one.
Oh yeah, very good.
And
I mean,
even more
I think
recently,
a lot of people resonate with that game.
Yeah, that game is just incredible. That game is such a masterpiece.
For a long time, and maybe it still is, but for a long time, I definitely considered it one of the best stories in a video game I had ever experienced. I mean, spoilers if you're not aware of a fucking 10-year-old game at this point, but like, I like how gray it is. Like, there's moral decisions that happen that are very, like, objectively bad, like, quote unquote evil, but you understand it, and that's good storytelling, in my opinion.
Yep, good storytelling for sure.
You
don't have to agree with what the main character's doing, but if you understand what the main character's doing and why they're doing it, I think that's still a really good.
And that's pretty impressive, because that game is also not long. You spend, 15 hours with the characters, and you can understand their motivation and what they go through. It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, that, and it's just like when you're kind of at different points of your life, certain games kind of resonate with you, and they kind of can take you back, you know, like when I was playing BioShock, that was when I was more in my younger teen years, and I just loved it, and loved the art style, and loved everything about it, and I can kind of remember some of my emotions that I'm feeling. It's similar to like when you smell a smell that you remember from years ago.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, and it can bring back core memories. And there's a certain way you feel, like an emotion that you can't describe sometimes when you look at that game, or like a poster of that game, and be like, man, I remember that fondly.
Yeah, it's the nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia. It's great.
BioShock,
great
for me, and probably for a lot of people, was the first video game they played with like an actual big plot twist that was kind of like mind-blowing.
That blew my mind.
You
kindly blew my mind.
It's pretty
so
famous
hard,
at this point. Yeah. And they kind of like bring it back for you, and you replay the game again and you just realize how fucked you were the whole time.
Yeah, that whole time. You're just doing it. It was such a smart and clever way to get the character to do what you do, because in a video game you're just kind of naturally doing all that anyway. You're trying to survive and get out of there.
Yeah.
And with that being a part of the story was one of the most genius things I've ever seen in writing, period.
And I really liked that the twist happened not at the end. Like, there's still a lot of game left when that happens.
Yeah.
What are you,
yeah.
60, 70% through? I mean, it's towards
Probably.
the end, but it's not like... I feel like a lot of plot twists and stories and media, whatever, are like this is the pinnacle of the story, the climax, and you get this twist and we're done. But you get the twist and now it's like my whole world's turned upside down.
I hope we get something BioShock coming soon. I think I don't really go on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, very much, but I have seen screenshots of people who work at the development studios and stuff, and I've seen some stuff of them talking about a BioShock something in the works right now. It's always taken with a grain of salt, obviously. Like,
I mean,
just because they're
I'll
working
believe
on
it when
something
I
doesn't
see
mean
it, but
exactly.
When was
believe when you see it.
Infinite? That was the last one, right?
Infinite
that came
was the
out
last
in
one.
2013, I think.
Yeah, it's been 10
Another
years.
thing that we're talking about that's 10 years old. We're just talking about 2013 at this point.
Yeah.
I think we're just talking about 2013. Mass Effect 3, BioShock
We
Infinite,
are,
and The Last of Us. I think that's all 2013. What a year for
2013
gaming.
had some good games, man. Now that we think about it, bro.
Yeah.
And honestly, this year has been really nice for games. The last, this year, I think Armored Core 6 was super good. Baldur's Gate, super good. Zelda, super good.
I'm a fan of Pikmin. It's a sleeper hit. Pikmin 4 is
I haven't played,
very
but
good.
I'm sure it's awesome. Lots of really good games coming out. Lots of stinkers, but lots of good games.
More stuff came out. There were some remakes. Didn't the Resident Evil 4 remake and the
Resident
Dead Space
Evil
remake
4
come out this year?
And Dead Space remake, amazing.
Those were both this year, right?
Yes, both of them. I love how remakes are being done by Capcom lately. And I guess Capcom's not Dead Space. But, I don't know. There are some times when you see a game and maybe it doesn't necessarily need a remake or a remaster, but when they do, and they do it right, oh, it's so great.
It's good.
Yeah, I seriously loved a lot of the games that are coming out. Yeah, I'm a story gamer. I like story games.
Yeah.
A lot. Especially when they're really good ones.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. These days I definitely lean into the single player campaign games and just there to get tight gameplay and experience the story.
Yeah, I just have a hard time with the ones that are kind of get open world, like the Ubisoft ones right now. I have a hard time sticking with the stories, like Assassin's Creed, for example, or Far Cry. I get very detached from the characters and stories sometimes when I'm just going around in the open world doing crazy things, and it doesn't feel like it's real to me. I don't know.
And they're also very, what's the word I want to look for? Bloated. Look at all of these collectibles and all of these side quests that don't amount to anything, and all these towers to unlock the map, and all these settlements, and it's just rinsing and repeating, and not in a satisfying way.
Yeah, some people really enjoy just checking off those lists. I'm not one of them. I honestly hate lists, and it feels more like chores. Personally,
I don't like lists. I think the last Ubisoft game I played was Far Cry 5, the one in America.
That one really wasn't that bad. Yeah, that one wasn't too bad. I finished that one. I have such a strange relationship with Far Cry. I genuinely don't really care for their games that much, but I've played 3, 4, 5, and 6 and beaten all of them, and I don't.
Okay.
I don't know why. Every time I play a Far Cry game, I'm like, man, this is such a mediocre experience. And then I just do that for the entirety of the game. And I just go, wow, this could have been a lot better. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have a mediocre time with those games and play them and beat them. I don't know.
There are a lot of series that don't step up in sequels, and Far Cry is absolutely that to me. Like,
oh, shoot, yeah.
I
Ever
haven't
since
played
3.
6, but 3, 4, and 5 are the exact same game.
They are.
They are.
Absolutely are.
I think even Far Cry 3 and 4 have the exact same weapons. I don't know if there's any difference.
Yeah, there's really not, because they're both kind of jungly. The 4 is just a different kind of jungle. It's like not.
It's more jungle, and
It's
the
not.
third
It's not
one's
tropical.
more island.
Yeah, third one's more island. Fourth one's more actual jungle. Fifth one at least has a different setting, but the gameplay is the exact same. It's the exact same.
And I think almost all the weapons are the same, but you get a shovel launcher, which is pretty badass, I'll say.
The shovel launcher was really awesome.
It was cool, but
the AI is the
make
same.
up for it.
The driving's the same. The stealth is the same. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't play Primal. Do you remember that? Primal kind of came out.
I played like an hour of it. I think every Far Cry at this point since 3, maybe not 6, but they had like a side game, right?
Yeah, 5 has the other weird side
New
game.
Dawn or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then 4 had Primal and 3 had Blood Dragon.
Yep. And they are just kind of use a lot of the same assets and just kind of... It's more like an expansion. Blood Dragon was more like, this is an expansion. And the other ones were like, this is a new game. And just like,
I liked Blood Dragon. I also liked 3. I thought 3 was good, but then when I played 4, I'm like, this is the same game.
Well, yeah, 3 at the time was actually quite fresh for the franchise. They had developed a formula that was newer and fresh. Yeah, dude, Far Cry 2, that shit. Having malaria all the time. I was like, oh my god.
It was bad.
2 had a charm to it, though. With the map, with the in-game map, I thought that was an interesting choice, and I thought it was actually cool. I enjoyed it. It was integrated interestingly, and I think that game developers are too scared to do that ever again.
Yeah. People do play
I'd like to see it.
Quite safe.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring was probably one of the last games to feel like they really took a big risk with the way the map is in that game. And if you kind of look at it, I mean, that game was one of the most successful games of all time. And it just goes to show you that, like, you can take risks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was, like, one of the very first games I've ever played that, at least in a long time, that didn't really hold your hand at all. You just kind of... in the map... Even... It kind of felt old school in a way. I even found myself taking little notes here and there, like, oh, this is this, and this is that, and making mental notes and even writing things down in that game. And I think that's awesome, actually. That's cool.
I agree. I think there are too many video games that, like you said, they hold your hand. Like, I saw a post recently basically about this, and it was like, you can play Skyrim or Fallout 4 and skip all of the dialogue and still get to all of your objectives just fine. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. The dialogue doesn't really matter. Like, those games are kind of heralded as like, oh, look at these decisions you can make. You can do this or this in your quest. It doesn't matter. Press A as fast as you can and follow your map marker and you win. That's it. I'm not trying to say those are bad games. I love those games, but like, it's true.
It's true, but, and there's definitely a place for those games. I think there's a market for those games, and honestly, most people probably like it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say they're bad. I love them too, but like, it's oversaturated right now.
That's why it was so refreshing when Elden Ring just kind of said, whenever you get one of the campfires, whatever you call it, and it just kind of guides you in a direction, and that's all it is. It's just, hey, here you go this way.
Yeah.
Go this direction.
I saw another post recently that was talking about like what games kind of blew you away, like, because there was more. And one of the top replies was Elden Ring, because, like, it doesn't give you the whole map. It just kind of gives you, like, you kind of mentioned this, but it gives you, like, basically what you have. And it doesn't, like, expand till the whole map until you, like, get there. So that whole first area, whatever it's called, I don't remember what it's called.
Limgrave.
Limgrave. Like, if you look at your map, you kind of think that Limgrave is like, okay, this is the whole game. And then you realize there's an underground map, and then you realize
what
that
I
there's
thought.
that once you beat the first major boss, what's his name? Godfrey?
Yep.
Godric?
Godfrey or Godfrick, I don't remember. I think both of those names are in that game.
They
I
are.
just don't remember which one.
They are. The guy with the dragon arm.
Yeah, dragon arm.
Once you beat him and you get up to the academy, it's like, oh, there's more. And then you keep going, you're like, there's more?
There's so much more.
And then there's the south part where it's all rot, and then you get to there's a lot in that game. And it doesn't hold your hand at all. And all the Souls games are like that. I don't think you've played any of the other ones, have you?
Nope. I've played a smidgen. I want to play. I actually kind of want to play the remake of Demon Souls. I
just started that yesterday, actually.
Oh, you enjoying it?
I'm 1 hour into it, and I already beat the first. I think it's the first major boss.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Not the one. Not the one that like you're supposed to die at, right?
No, not that one.
I was like, dang, holy crap!
I made pretty good progress in the first hour. I would like to think that I'm pretty good at those games by now. I've played most of them. But I'm a huge fan of those kinds of games that they don't really hold your hand. They let you explore and figure things out on your own. Have you played Hollow Knight?
No.
You should. That game is I'm gonna
masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
Hollow Knight. I'll have to play it.
It's incredible, honestly. It's got deep lore. It does not hold your hand. And, I mean, we're kind of talking about the subject, but, like, there's more than you would expect.
Yeah. That's what's cool about some games, and you just gotta you have to give them the time of your day sometimes, but if you do, like, you won't regret it. Because I was very apprehensive about Elden Ring, because I had always considered myself not somebody that cared much for the not the Elder Scrolls, but those guys,
like the Souls games.
The Souls games, yeah.
FromSoft games.
I found myself not super into them just because I had tried them when I was younger and didn't like. I just wasn't into those games at that time.
Yeah, sometimes they don't click.
They didn't click, and now that I'm a bit older and I appreciate things a little more for what they are. And man, one of the biggest insane moments I feel, actually, especially it happened in Elden Ring, I wanted to talk about this, was it's when you go into that tower and then everything is upside down in that place. And I was like, this is crazy. And then when I found out that you had to go down to that statue and do whatever, and then it flipped everything, that was one of those gamer moments where my gamer brain just was so blown away, dude. I was like, they flipped everything? That's so insane, dude. And I freaked out. I don't know. Elden Ring does such a good job of making you feel like you accomplished something, especially, like, even in those small moments. If I had a critique for Elden Ring, it would probably be that it's pretty hard by yourself to get a lot of the dialogue out of a lot of the NPCs and know how to progress certain quest lines. Because when you have a character that you talk to and then you gotta go halfway across the map to talk to them, but there's no way you would have known that.
Going to be.
Yeah, there's literally no way I would have known that at all. So that's my only thing.
feel like that's by design, though.
Oh,
I
it
feel
is.
like
It absolutely
I feel
is.
like they want, when the new Souls games or Elden Ring or whatever, whenever they come out, they kind of want the community as a whole to figure it out together.
Yeah.
The game is not made for you to,
Yeah, you have to...
in a way, discover the side quests by yourself, or at least not in one playthrough.
It gets everybody
It's
talking
made
about
for
it.
you to make mistakes, because in a way that's kind of how it works. You're in this desolate world where there's like, you meet maybe 20 NPCs in your whole playthrough. Like, you're not going to be able to do everything that they need. Especially when they talk all weird.
Yeah, especially when they're super vague about everything.
I mean, even when you complete a lot of the quests, a lot of the people end up like dying. Like, remember the monkey looking dude that you can meet pretty early? He's invisible.
Yeah.
Pretty
Him,
sure you do his quests and he dies.
Oh,
Pretty
honestly,
sure.
I don't even I ran into him, and I don't think I ever talked to him ever again. I talked to him that one time.
Yeah,
I don't remember anyway.
and then you go. There's like an early cave you go to, like by a beach. And you can find him in there, and you get him to the end, and then like you find him later at like after you beat Renala, like in the same room where you can respec.
Mm-hmm.
He's like in there, and then you talk to him, and then he like,
Oh, he's in there.
and then he just like keels over and dies. Something like that. It's
Damn.
like just, you don't. I don't think you can get a reward. He just dies.
Truly desolate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, speaking of
You gonna get the
desolate
DLC?
moments. No.
DLC.
Or I haven't played it. Excuse me.
Well,
Did
it's
you say
not
I
out.
didn't get it? Or okay. Oh, yeah, there is. It's not out. What the heck? I'll probably
It's
play
called
it.
Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Oh, dang. Because the Erd tree, like, burned. So now it has to have a shadow.
Remember the first time you got into that game?
Yeah, and I was, like, talking about it nonstop.
I was gonna say, because you watched me stream it. The only
I'm
time I ever
into a
streamed
lot.
anything.
I'm into a lot of things because you showed me it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm just you 3 years in the future.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, and...
Get ready to be bald.
Yeah, no. That's one thing, is I have beautiful, luscious locks.
Yeah, must be nice. Anyway, I think it's about time we wrap it up.
Yes. We love you all. We love talking about video games. We love talking about everything and all of things with you guys and myself and Howie.
Oh yeah, we sure do. Thanks for tuning in this week, and bye.